chegou a barriga, hein? Olha que eu já topava Arapuã, uma viagem pra mim, o leite de camelo com pó da ilha, hein?
Caipirinha?
Ah, the Caipirinha man. This indispensable icon of Brazilian beach culture is known to start with fresh lime. Muddle and mash with more lime juice, sugar, ice. The magic ingredient, cachaça. That's basically the distilled liquor of the sugar cane. Shaken, not stirred, and you got yourself one of the world's truly great cocktails. A utility beverage good for any time of day or any social occasion.
Very satisfying. They do these toasted cheese things here. Awesome. As good as anything. Queijo? If there's anything better than cheese, it's semi-melted cheese. Like, what's the best part of French onion soup? It's the little burnt bits of cheese around the edge. Obrigado. Oh, yeah. It's just as good as it looks. Look at this line. These guys are famous.
Acarajé. I've had it before. I have had it here, in fact. These ladies make it good. Really good. The clothes go back to the newly freed slaves who now were able to practice their religion and began selling the Acarajé to support the Candomblé community. What is Acarajé? Behold, a paste, a batter, a falafel-like wad of smushed up black-eyed peas, seasoned with ground-dried shrimp and onions, deep-fried till crispy and golden in some chili-spiked dende oil. Already, if you're a rookie, you're guaranteed some quality time on the porcelain bus real soon. On the top, you got your vatapá, which is sort of a shrimp curry paste, and your tomato salad. Your fried shrimp, your camarão frito, a must.
All right, beautiful.
Don't forget the hot chili oil. And prepare for liftoff.
Really good.
When millions of Africans were taken by force to Brazil, the traditions, the musical roots they had, instruments they played, their gods, and their food came with them. In the days of slavery, you had to hide that stuff, whether it was your religion or your self-defense skills.
So, tell me about Capoeira.
It was a kind of martial art. But in the beginning of 19th century, Capoeira became more like a game, and the music instruments were associated to the fight.
No hands, right? All feet and head? Why no hands?
We use the hands in just a few movements.
Where did that come from, and why do you think that became...
Some people say that this is inspired by the animal movements.
In a recent study observing the comparative destructive power between kicks from various martial arts of karate, Muay Thai, and Taekwondo, it was Capoeira that packed the most ferocious impact. The colonial masters knew this and made it illegal for much of Brazil's history. Today, maestras like Janja and Paulinha teach Capoeira in classrooms and on stages.
Originally, it was a male-dominated activity. When did that change?
Since the 60s, Master Janja and me, we start our process in the beginning of the 80s.
Right.
And nowadays we have hundreds of women practicing capoeira.
What was it like in the beginning? From the very first women who did it?
Mothers or fathers or the family,
Right.
you know, said that, well, capoeira is not for women. Why you decide to do this?
Afro-Brazilian cuisine is the result of many, many years of cooks experimenting with African and Portuguese dishes combined with local ingredients like seafood, chilies, coconut milk. This is Angelica's house, open one day a week as a restaurant serving her unique style of Bahian dishes.
Beautiful. Wow, look at that.
Looks very good.
How has being a master of capoeira, how has that changed the rest of your life?
I think it's changed a lot. Women in general, they don't learn to fight. Learning how to be involved in real fights, game and fight at the same time. We became more prepared to be involved in symbolic fight. And in our society, the women, they are not so well prepared like men.
It was purely African in the beginning, and now it's Afro-Brazilian form, is that correct?
All the instruments are African instruments.
Right. They're singing, a lot of singing, and it's important.
Yeah, yeah. And in Portuguese. But we, in our group and in Capoeira Angola, we start to include music from other African cultural traditions, including lyrics in African languages.
All of the things that we look at as Brazilian, from outside, looking in, the cuisine, samba, all of these things are very African in origin. And this is kind of where that all started, yes? I mean, I don't want to say it's the real Brazil. Everyone looks at Rio as the postcard Brazil, but here it's really, you feel it, those things.
It has to do with this big concentration of Africans since the beginning of the city. It's different.
Quando eu estou dentro de uma roda de capoeira, quando eu estou praticando capoeira, eu estou, na realidade, em busca de superação de uma série de desafios que são construídos a partir da nossa própria autoimagem, né? Você perceber como é que é você estando no mundo sem estar no mundo sozinho.
If, say, you found yourself in Brazil and had the chance to hire a boat, head for the beach with a bunch of new friends, bring along a skilled mixologist expertly trained in the fine arts of caipirinha making, why wouldn't you? Charge across the water, headed for a nice, quiet island, water up some sun to come out from behind dark clouds right about now. Sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason, because they're good ideas to start with, which is why people keep looking for them and doing them over and over. In a perfect world, upon reaching said enchanted island, you'd jump into the warm Atlantic waters. And if you could, you'd have a classic soundtrack to this adventure, like samba, for instance. Splash around for a while, maybe enjoy a nice cold beer or two.
You truly have not taken a beach until a man has set up the Capoeira station. Then you know the LZ is secure. I love nature and caipirinhas. Whoa, what's going on here? Caipirinha.
Your glass.
Please. Sweet. This alone is an argument for the greatness of this country.
And what goes great with caipirinhas on the beach? How about some barbecue?
You eat it with the shell here, by the way, unless I'm mistaken. Please, Morrissey, don't eat me. Look in your heart. Don't eat me. Oh, no. Oh, not my head. Oh. Ah. Well.
To complete the picture, maybe a large fish, maybe some crab.
You know, anytime you get your Chinese, your Brazilians, and your Italians all agreeing on something, it's pretty clear it's a really good idea. Everybody agrees that this complicated-looking creature with all those troublesome shells is worth the work. So you tear off the little limbs. We'll get to you later, my friends. Rip out the tail. These are the lungs. You don't want them. Now you got all this nice fat in there. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting to the claw. Look at that. Let's poke it out of there. Oh, yeah. Push it through that little nubbin of goodness, like a celestial nipple. Oh. When people started demanding boneless stuff, like chicken without a bone, or crab meat without the actual crab, or lazy lobster, that was the beginning of the erosion of our society as we know it. If you're not willing to work for a payoff like this, how do you expect us to, like, fight Al-Qaeda if you can't suck the meat out of a crab? A character builder and delicious.
And if your perfect day really did happen, you'd probably let yourself be swept away by liquor and good food and gin-clear water, while all around you, horny Brazilians casually fondle each other, get all dozy, and fall asleep.